When I finished my PhD, I went back because I wanted to study real politics. The person before you here, I consult with government on many things. Government depends on me in the Ministry of Finance. I know that. Government depends on me in the Ministry of Education. I know that. Government depends on me in the agriculture sector. I know that. I am the only person who can run statistics in this country, and everybody will believe. I have my own business. I have a school. I have a school. And are these more than 200 people as teachers?
Yes.
I have a school, a primary school. And I want to tell you the foundation of a school. A school has got 4 dimensions. 4. I want you to live here knowing what makes a school. The first call for a school is the infrastructure. The one you call that's a school, isn't it? That's one dimension. The second dimension of a school are the children. Those you say pupils of that school. And the third most important dimension are the teachers. And the fourth dimension are the parents. The government is an external dimension. Any shortage of those dimensions makes the school incomplete. Let me join the lines. So you have an infrastructure. You don't have children. Would you call that a school?
No.
You have children, you have infrastructure. You don't have teachers. Would you call that a school?
No.
Now, there is one most important thing that most people underlook to make a complete line of a school, and those are the parents. I have a school in Kampala where you see the parent very central in the learning of their children. A parent. They will not want a child to miss to go to school. They will prepare that child to make sure the child has breakfast, the uniform is washed, the books are purchased. This is critical for the learning. They sit with their children to do homework. Do you do that? Do our parents do that?
No.
Then they will blame the teachers for the performance and the bad performance of their children. In Kampala, I have children, my own children, in primary school. I do homework with my daughters. My mother never did homework with me because she didn't know. My mother stopped in P4. So I did not get the first element of a school. So I don't want somebody to come here and blame the teachers for bad performance. It's because the schools are incomplete. The dimension is incomplete. And we must work to make sure we join to make the school a complete dimension. Every time the child goes with a homework at home, and he goes out to look after cows, to pick firewood, to pick water, there is what we call the black gap of the brain. Immediately the child forgets what they have learned. In Kampala, children are given 4 hours of rest. You come from school, you watch a TV a little, you sit there with your mommy and daddy. And you know what you're doing? You're doing homework. For those who are in boarding school, they do preps. For those who are in day school, their parents cover that. How many schools in our community, including the UPE schools, that have got boarding facility? So we are going to deal with a very big problem. A very big problem. And I'm telling you this as a consultant. I've studied this. I've written a report on this. no matter how good a teacher is. If you look at the UNEP is premised on time, number of hours. So you will teach, the child goes home, the mother said, by morning, the black gap has covered, the child is bright. So there is a problem, and I want to thank you as teachers for persevering and doing the little you can do. Congratulate yourself for that. Many of you knew me. I used to come here, look for votes for people, bring Gonahasa, bring this one. Let me tell you what I was looking for. I was looking for a leader who can stand and demand for things that can come and cover our community. That's the reason. Because you are complaining too many things. The schools have problems. I visited one of my first school in Dodoi, where I started with this man. I asked them, how many children do you have? They said 1,500. I asked them, okay, how many teachers do you have? They said, we have 23 teachers. Imagine, what's the ratio there? I have a school, the same number of children. I have 93 teachers. The same number. I have 93. You have 1,500 and you have 23. You see how many children can you follow up? One of the things that I am prepared to fight in Parliament, when you elect me one day, is to ensure that we have enough teachers to these schools. So that the baggage you have to mark about 200 children is reduced and you focus on few children. In my school, every 30 children, every 30, they have 2 teachers. That implies that every 15 children have got a teacher. It becomes easier, even for you as a budget. And yet, I am happy Mr. Majanga was here. The amount of money paid to teachers is what makes the teachers to be undermined. I was telling my driver one day we were driving, and I said, if by any luck I became a president, there are sectors I'm going to have to prioritize. I said as a president, not as an MP. Priority number 1 will be teachers. Because all of us walk with our swags because there was somebody who held a chalk, held your hand, and put you in a direction, how to write, how to read. Why would that person continue to earn the very meager, the very little that you have? People in Parliament must know that. You give a commissioner in URA 28 million shillings. You come and give this teacher 400,000, 800,000. As government, I have already told this to the president. I am not coming there for a party. I am not coming for a dance. I am going to tell you what is not working. And I told him in Butaleja, for you who were here, I said, I don't want to go where people do not perform. I'm coming there so we perform together and stop this which I call underrated. I am going there for that reason. When I say it's time to work, I mean it's time to work. And let nobody stop us. If you are going to be a DO and you don't know how to work, we shall throw you out. If you are going to be an inspector of school and you are not working, we shall throw you out. Because I started my primary over 30 years ago. You know how we performed? We used to pass in Division 3. 40, 30 years ago. Still today, our grandchildren are passing in the same grades. Don't you think there is a problem? Those are problems we need to start to discuss and say what is happening. Why are things not changing? You have a gun in me. Because I am going to be there and I will fight. I have offered myself to come. The president asked me, what do you do? And I said, you know what I do. And he said, you do research. I said, yeah, and other things. And he said, your community is not benefiting from you. And he said, go back, get a mandate of the people, lead them, give them the vision. We shall get resources back to the community. It's the very reason why I am here. That week he had appointed me the director of Uganda Investment Authority. And they say, this man, he's telling me something that I've been thinking about. And I said, I'll go. Many of you had asked me, I think you asked me, Singani wona nyiroizire. That time when I later abantu that. Doctor, why is it not yourself? Everything has got its what? Time. It's my time to serve. It does not mean that ababa baire ko bawuleche bakola. But we have a problem. Our poverty line levels are high. Our education sector performance is bad. If you got the health facility, today I saw we are losing 84 people in every 2 months, the older persons. 54 children every 2 months dying. It means there is a problem. The health sector is not working, the education sector is not working. We are now considered in Koleraniki. And the elites must lead this revolution so that we get out of this nonsense. We must. The proletariats have tried. You have influence of them. I want to implore you. I want to ask you to think about these things. How do you feel as an elite? You watch somebody say, Kabweri and Koleraniki. In Kampala, you work with a swag. Then you meet a Munyankole. You have a discussion. Or a Mchiga. He will ask you, he will say, where are you from? They first put you in Mbarara. They put it in Buganda. You say, no, from the east. They come to the east. They will put you to Mbala. They will put you to Busoga. Osorot. Then you say, no, I come from the east. Then they say, which part of east? Now the pain comes here. Then you say, Inzweraina, Kabweri. The first word that comes from that person, that hurts me. Then there was a time we were in a conference. I was talking. Boy at Protea. You know, there you put on a suit and you're in AC, you feel good. Then a friend of mine sent me a message. And I got tempted to read. What he had sent me was that we were the last in PLE, who were also the last in SC4, as Kibuku. Would you again have the energy to say anything? Those things psychologically have tortured me. Many of you are going to meet me and say, but Wakida, you have everything. It is true. I actually, Msomesha, I have. I am not poor. That I know. But of what good am I to enjoy when I know I can lead people? Of what good am I? The president asked me that question. I went home. That day, In the morning before I went to the president, I had prepared myself because I was happy with my wife that morning. When I went to interview and I came back, I had almost become blue. So I found she wasn't there, so I entered the bedroom and I went and I covered myself. We never talked until morning. She goes to work. In the morning, she asked me, and I did not answer. I did not tell her. I went down on the dining table. They served me breakfast. I didn't eat. Now, normally she leaves the house before me. She came back and sat down. And she said, "Why don't you tell me what's bothering you?" The reason is I was afraid of, one, telling her that I'm going to go into politics because my children are still little. The older one is in P7. Then I also have a boy who is still two years. So I was afraid. And I was hurting. The anxiety was big. I was making a decision. When I told her, she's a Mutoro wife, she told me, "You have been late. Everybody is expecting you to be in that world." That was the best happiness I've ever received. I felt so good that my wife had realized that I needed to do this. I walked out of there and I told my driver, said, "We are going to the village," because there is another wife of mine there in the village, my mother. My father passed on in 2002. I needed to understand my mother's perception of this. She only told me, "But abagwere bakuzuma." My mother told me, "Bakolaniki?" Nena Kobant, you go for it. I am here for purposes of serving. I want us to see that the GDP, the gross domestic product for this region, improves. The education sector improves. The health sector improves. What is killing here is the meager resources that come from there, and the misuse of the few resources that come here. I have told I'll put the DO on notes, I'll put the chairman on notes. Don't ever plan to eat the money that belongs to the teachers, because we shall fight in the office. The money that belongs to you must do what? Must come to you. Whatever little it is. We are going to have to talk to government to allow children to eat at school. That means we want to ask the government to allow you to collect the little money to feed the children. Imagine a child who came at 8. He's going back at 4. He has not eaten what? And you expect that child to be understanding what they are teaching? So all of these things we are going to discuss them. We are going to discuss these things. I told you I'm a policy expert. I do not see myself in the parliament and I'm put on a committee that does not make decisions. That one I know it will not happen. Because I am outside, I review all of the Ugandan ministerial policy statements. I am outside. See where I make my money from. When I go there, I want to look at those policies that mistreats our people. I want to look at those. So that in the future, 10 years from now, one can say there is a change. Transformation takes time. But we must achieve that transformation for the grandchildren, for your grandchildren, for my children, so that in the future, they don't look like what this generation has gone through. It's important. It's very, very important. And when I look at elites not able to realize the separation of freedom, not able to identify the causes of failure, for what reason did you go to school? If you can't. I am going to cooperate with you. And I hope you can. I will work with you. I am going to be in your schools. I am going to hold meetings with you until when we start to look at the problems that suppresses your performance and your livelihood. Ate, when I say I will do it, I actually mean it. Those of you who have dealt with me know. I don't promise what I don't do. A primary teacher earns how much? 400. Can I tell you something? And your child is in the same school?
No.
So you go, where do you get the money to pay for your teachers, your schools? From? One of the things that we need to start to think is how do we support teachers like these ones to have an income beyond the wage that you earn. And I'm happy that Kabweri was here. Where is Kabweri? He mentions that you have that association.
A union.
A union. I don't know whether you benefited from the money that the president gave to the teachers union. It is also meandering. We shall tell the president that you said this. You caused the appetite. People must get the what?
The money.
That one I'm going there. Because he said, and I was on TV, I watched it. And I thought it was a good thing. If that money is given to different unions, then you can borrow from those unions to support yourselves. That one, be sure. You have a weapon. We shall fight over that. Even myself, next time in October, I will announce my contribution to your union in the Kibuku district. Because I am happy that they have said there is going to be a meeting, isn't it?
Yes.
And I will attend it. I want to go and solicit some little money from my friends. When I come, I can put in that what?
Union.
That union. But this is what I ask of you. Please don't send me to work with weak leaders. Don't. It's time to work. Identify people with energy, people with a vision, and people with a zeal to deliver services. Because I am going there for work. If you give me a weakling, yakolaniki, yandembia. Identify leaders, especially the MPs in the region, Budaka, Kibuku, Butebu, and also the leadership in Kabweri. We also need an active leader to represent these women. We need that. I am not embarrassed to say that we've had leaders after 25 or 30 years. The best thing you can talk about is I bought jerrycans for these people. I bought saucepans for these people. Hose. Country has moved on. How would you give hose in the 21st century? That thing does not work. Political region. My weight in myself, how I feel. I have too much energy that I need a bigger geographical area. I know this. I know this. If you want to know, try to start to follow me, you will know. But here I am. Moses Ali, who does not talk, is carried on a wheelchair, and the people leave him to go and represent. Me, who sounds like I'm eloquent, I continue to beg to serve my people. Doesn't that bother you people? I want us to work together. Let us go down. Let us go down. Work on our education sector, identify the problems. The poverty, we know where it's coming from. You are poor because you are what? Because you are poor. We need to find a solution. I've sat with Honorable Msenero, the minister. We developed a strategic plan. That strategic plan, we invited every member of parliament in the bucket. Let me tell you a secret. The one of Kibuku didn't come. The one of Kabweri didn't appear. The one who, the district woman, member of parliament, didn't appear. We completed that strategic plan. We invited the president to come and launch it in Buteru. You remember? Yes. Let me tell you. One of your own daughter here went and said, "I will have a president attend you to the MP." Because Msena is not a member of parliament. Wakida is not a member of what? You can't be like that. That you are fighting everything. But we managed to launch it.
Yes.
Now it's bringing 50 billion every financial year. We wrote, it took us 6 months. We were expecting the president in Kakunyumuni. I am the one who presented it. The president sent us Honorable Namyang. I gave it to her like this. Take this to the president. It never reached. It never reached at all. So recently, Salim Saleh sent me a plane to go to Gulu. I am talking about, he said, and indeed, it because they want to start things to take credit. They don't want anybody else to start things to take away the credit from them. And yet they cannot do anything. If you can't do something, let the person who can do it and support that person. This time around, we are going to have to tell them off. We are going to tell those who can't perform, because we've been labeled in Koleraniki, and yet we have bad leaders. That factory in Blangrana, it's the largest factory in Bukit. If government supported it, it will give employment in the morning up to midday, 1,500 people. In the evening, it will give another 1,500. Those are 3,000 people going to work there and making a living. We shall have something to sell outside of Bukit. Tell me, what do you sell? You sell rice. And also very bad rice. Omulimuniki. Is it traded? Do you see any brand on it? Era bagwe tanti gwe unyole, tebakwandi gwe ugwere.